starting from the trainees to people like that, first and foremost, the right attitude. Now that applies right across the board in the company, from trainee to the tradesmen to the contracts managers to me. And that's it. It's got to come from me first and cascade down through. If I have a bad attitude, then I get a bad attitude back. If I'm grumpy, my staff are grumpy. And I learned that a long time ago. If I come happy and smiling, staff are happy and smiling. But right attitude, the correct attitude, it doesn't matter how good a tradesman I've got. If he's got the wrong attitude on site, if he's grumpy, then it mirrors straight back from the client. We cannot have that. We cannot have... Customers are king, absolutely. Golden rule, customers king. But having said that, we're not here to be used and abused, because we do get difficult customers. So the right attitude, punctuality, absolutely vital. From right across the board, we're going into other people's businesses. They're letting us in through security instruments, whatever, whether it's doors or processes. If we're not there, they get very angry because it costs a lot of time and a lot of money. So if we've arranged to set a team up on site, we might have gone from Bristol to Plymouth. We'll be meeting lorries, diggers, dumpers, plant hire companies, the client, the safety officer. There'll be induction meetings and things like that. So that's vital, time, punctuality. And then the ability to work as a team player. It's not, oh, I want to go home, I've got bellyache. I don't care. I really don't care. I've had a bellyache all my life. Doesn't matter. You put those to one side. I want to go home because I want to see the football. I don't give a monkeys. You're not going to see the football. You're in work. We, as a company, or should be, we're trying to make you a career, a life, give you freedom with a bit of cash and get progress. If you don't give to the company, then the company won't give back to you. If you don't give to the client won't give back to you. If you're a taker, it won't work. We want balance, give and take. With regard to dress sense, obviously being in the construction industry, we supply the stuff. So we've got a kit with logos and things like that because we work in schools. And there's nothing worse than seeing a company with ragtag and bobtail, Levi's, torn t-shirts, all sorts, you know, and logos on t-shirts. T-shirts are the classic, aren't they? You could put some really offensive things on t-shirts, so we do away with all that. So that's for after work. So we give a uniform. Now the contracts managers, smart and casual. The suit really doesn't have a place in the construction industry except for me as the MD, because I tend to meet... I respect other people, so I dress alike. It is a uniform for MDs and directors, there's no doubt about it. And it does help your state of mind. If you put a nice suit on and you look the part and drive a nice car, then you become the part. If I dress like a scrap merchant, and there's nothing wrong with scrap merchants, but if I dress dirty, grubby and that, then it doesn't put me in the right state of mind. It puts me in a practical state of mind. If I dress like that, then I'm ready to cut up lumps of steel and weigh it into a lorry. Well, if I'm going to meet someone that's going to spend £4 or £5 million with me, then you have to look the part. Now, your perception of what looks the part is up to you, but I can only look to my clients as to what they look like, and then I mirror it. And then there's no clashes there. Everybody's comfortable. But if I go with studs up my nose and pins through my ears and all that, that's fine at a rock concert, and it's fine when you're out with your mates. But it isn't if your client's there looking like a surgeon or a dentist. It just doesn't work. It's common sense. In the construction industry, as you can imagine, the language can be a bit colourful. It's how you use those words. I mean, with the lads and having the crack, expletives come out. It is the way of the world, and we've just got to get over it. And I find that very few people do take offence to things like that nowadays. It's the way you use the word. If you're insulting someone with it, it's different than using a word like that in a joke. But generally, you have to play it by ear who you're with. If you're with the lads having a crack in the yard, then everything goes and no one minds. If you're in front of our secretaries or accounts lady, then you have to respect people and you have to understand their wishes. We've had people here that didn't like the F word and things like that, which is unfortunately used a lot by me and by the staff. But you respect people, you don't deliberately do things to annoy people, so it's about mutual respect for each other. because there are things that you won't like that people might do to you. So you have to bear that in mind. So again, it's all part of being a grown-up. So again, you get to know people before you start using the language. But again, really, an expletive is a failing. When you resort to an expletive, you've run out of your brain, really. So it's time. It should pull you up hard like reins on a horse. If you're using that F word every 10 minutes, you should really pull those reins in and say, hang on a minute, there's something wrong with me. Actually, I've lost the ability to communicate.